Hello everyone! Hello, and welcome to tonight's stream. To start off, let's commemorate with a can of brisk. Yeah! Tonight we're gonna be playing some more Metroid Prime Remastered. I'm pretty excited to get back to this again, because, again, I've absolutely loved this game. Let's go ahead and get things rolling here, I think. Well, too much here. Just, you know, it's Valentine's Day, and if we're gonna talk about love, I may as well talk about loving one of my favorite games here. Let's go ahead and get things rolling again here. I think we should probably make some pretty good progress tonight. We saved last time. We did good for our first session. We saved just after. Oh, I just realized I'm not actually recording. I can download the VOD after this. That's not a huge deal here. Magmore Caverns. Hey, Bowie. Hope you're having a good evening there. Hope you're having a good Valentine's Day. If you don't celebrate Valentine's Day, hope you're just having a great day in general. You know what's not great for a great day? 3 flying pirates. Oh, best way of dealing with these guys, honestly. I guess it doesn't matter too much if I take damage in this one here, because I'm getting... Okay, you know what? Screw it. I don't care. I have screw missiles here. I really shouldn't be slouching on using these here. Okay. Took a little bit of damage, but it's... Assuming that's a Leisure Suit Larry reference. That's a series that I know of, but never really played myself. If you're referencing a different Larry, then, well, hope he has a good Valentine's Day as well. Oh, that... Oh, I didn't realize that's what the emote was. I guess I should have... It is a cute Larry emote, though. I thought you were talking about Leisure Suit Larry for a minute. Which, I was gonna say, actually... Oh, nice. Yeah, looks good. I like noodlings in general. I was gonna say I should replay something that has them in it, but I actually have recently started playing Superstar Saga again a little bit. I might also just have Leisure Suit Larry on the mind because I saw a thing, like a really ridiculous, like, sale on where, like, I think it's on Indie Gala, I think, where, like, the entire classic Leisure Suit Larry collection is, like, free right now. And, like, the 2 newest games are, like, $1. Some bundle like that. Yeah, looks cute, though. Anyways, we did all that for a energy tank there. Pretty self-explanatory. There is another door in this room, but I don't think we can do anything with that right now. We're kind of just going to be making... Oh god, where are we going to be going here? I think we're going to leave... Like, go all the way through the other end of Magmore Caverns, and then end up in Choker Ruins that way. Oh, jeez, this is bad. Yes and no. I kind of repurposed my overlay from the Pokemon streams a little bit, just because I like the color scheme of this one. And I felt like I would try something new. Usually around the start of the year is usually when I try to shake things up with the overlays and the graphics and whatnot. Anyways, these Magmors are sure standing in the wrong place at the wrong time sometimes. It's all good. Have you got a chance to play Prime Remastered yet, Bowie? Because it's pretty dang good so far. I say so far as if I haven't already beaten the game once. I'm this far in on a hard mode file, and then I started another playthrough on my own time. Just because, again, I wanted to keep playing more of this game. Ah, gotcha. Yeah, I can totally get that. I was... Actually, I can take this at all here. I can... Oh, gosh, that's actually bad. You can get a much better jump out of that. That. Oh my god. Took way more damage than I wanted to there. Ah. Oh. You know what? No, I'm not gonna go the rest of the way. I was gonna say, I'd rather go back to Chozo Ruins, because this way I can at least stop by my ship, and it's not as dangerous. Normally, if you double jump at that spot with the Spider Ball track, it's not that dangerous of a roam, I just didn't jump for some reason. I was kind of, like, burnt out a little bit, not so much by the end of, like, the initial Metroid marathon I did in 2021, like, the lead up to Metroid Dread, where I streamed Zero Missions, Samus Returns, Super Metroid Infusion, because most of those games went really, really fast. I mean, with the exception of Samus Returns, the longest of those only took 3 streams, and Super Metroid only took 2. So... And I wasn't too crazy about revisiting, I wasn't, like, super crazy about revisiting, or not revisiting, but just, like, by the end of Metroid Other M, I was kind of tired of that series for a little bit, but I said it in the Let's Play of Prime 1, and I'll probably continue to say it, like, I said whenever I Let's Played that a few years ago, if Prime ever got, like, an HD remaster or something, I was gonna stream it, and yeah. There was no way I wasn't gonna want to stream this, and I've been kind of in a rut with Twitch lately anyway, so it's nice to actually have a game that I want to play for Twitch instead. Not saying I don't want to play, like, Okamiden or, like, Pokemon Shining Pearl, which that's kind of just at a weird grind point that I need to just, like, sit down with, and I've just been kind of lazy with doing, but... Oh, shoot. There is something I could get right now, but I don't think I would be wise to get it. I might make a detour for this in a little bit. There's an artifact and an upgrade to the Wave Beam that you could get. I hesitate calling it an upgrade because honestly I don't think it's that useful, which is why I'm not really jumping out of my way to head towards it. Really quickly, there is a thing here, if I can make this jump here. It's possible to make this with a ghetto jump here, I just don't know why I'm messing this up here. Beetle. It's possible to make this with a ghetto jump. I know I've done it plenty of times. Why am I messing this one up? There we go. Yeah, really weird jump you gotta do there. Again, to quickly explain the ghetto jump, it's... I can demonstrate it easily on this here. Normally, like... That wasn't even a ghetto jump. Can you just double jump this normally here? Oh, I guess you totally can, huh? Okay, I guess that makes a little bit more sense then. To quickly explain the ghetto jump again, basically, if you jump, well, like holding L, and then jump back away from the wall, and then jump back towards the wall, it's supposed to be a thing that gives you extra height and whatnot. So... Anyways, heading back this way, I would have normally gone, like, the way through Magmore Caverns, but I guess there isn't really much reason I'd want to do that, and two, there is something I need to come back this way for. Thankfully not all the way, because this trek is pretty boring, if I'm being honest. But then again, we have a lot of just boring treks here in general, so what else is new? This is like the probably the worst part of backtracking in Metroid Prime, if I'm being honest. Okay, for once I don't want to go in that door there, because I can actually probably do the thing I need to be in here for. Destroy these wasp heads. There we go. There's another lore here. I know I said last time I would take a look at the lores, and I should probably do that again sometime soon, but yeah, we can maybe take like a minute at the end of the series to take a look at the story with the lore and the pirate data. Anyways, this area here, you had to come back with Super Missiles and Spider Ball. In the GameCube original release of this, there is a trick you can do where when you're falling down this area, you can get, like, nudged with, like, one of these gamer, or Oculus things. I can call them gamers for some reason. You can get nudged with them in the side of the wall there, and then bomb jump your way up there. It's kind of hard to do, though. And again, I don't think that's possible in this version. I think it is something that's, like, Prime on the GameCube does have a lot of weird, like, sequence glitches that can only really be done in that version, so, yeah. Anyways, time for a jump scare. I always get the jitters seeing that thing, like, dash off like that, just because it's not something that you'd ever really expect, I guess. And now, time for an annoying fight, but, like, one that they did a really good job of in the remaster here. Or at least the effect here. Ah! We got Chozo Ghosts. I hate fighting these guys, but, like, I won't lie that this effect is really, really cool now. Yeah, these guys are quite annoying, and we're gonna have to start dealing with them a lot now. Basically, they're enemies that can really only be hurt by the Power Beam here. And yeah, that kind of sucks because the Power Beam has really, really bad, like, power to it. Also, this music that plays all the time when you fight them is not good, if I'm being honest. I love this game's soundtrack, but this isn't what I would call a great song here. The biggest caveat with Chozo Ghosts is that they can be damaged by super missiles, and that's pretty much the way you're going to want to deal with them. And otherwise, their attacks always do that, like, stunning effect. I didn't know for the first couple times I played this game that these guys were, like, vulnerable to super missiles. Okay, one of them is dead. I feel like all of these should be just about dead by now anyway. On, like, easy and normal difficulty, these guys have, like, no health, but since I am playing on hard mode, they have a lot more health than they would come across. There, trail of smoke and water away. I missed one scan log from Prime 2. You know, it's kind of funny you mention that. In this playthrough, or this, like, save file, I did actually start over a New Game Plus file from the first time I played Remastered. Here's a Chozo artifact. That's the main reason you want to come back here. I only missed one log file as well, and I was being so adamant about getting all the files, and then I just forgot to scan one of the late-game bosses, the Omega Pirate. I just didn't scan it for some reason, and I don't know why. And I realized after I fought him a few minutes later, I'm like, why am I missing this scan? I also technically missed, like, one enemy that I'll point out probably later in the stream, because it's in an area we're going up to in a little bit. But that one wasn't a missable scan or whatever, so I backtracked for it anyway, even though I still missed a boss fight that I couldn't redo. So that was fun. Anyways, dropping down here. I'm actually gonna head back this away for a minute, because there is actually a missile we can get now that we have Spider Ball. It shouldn't be that far. Actually, it's in the next room anyway, so... Yeah, you may have noticed there's a Spider Ball track in the ceiling here. Now that the water is purified, we can ride this. But yeah, and Prime 2 gets really weird with the scans in general, because especially a lot of the bosses you have to scan, like, when they're in their normal form, and then they get, like, possessed by, like, the Dark Ether, and you have to, like, scan them, like, in their dark forms. And some bosses also have, like, 5-something scans you have to get. Like, I know, as much as I love the Quadraxis fight, I know that one's, like, the worst offender for that. I know a long time ago I played Prime 2 on, Hyper Mode, and I almost was doing well on scans, and then I think I missed some stuff on Quadraxis, and I didn't stop after that for that reason, but, like, it kind of just stopped after that, because I kind of hate, like, the Sky Heat Hunt in that game, but it is what it is. Anyways, enough about Prime 2. We're playing Prime 1 today, which... Oh, thanks. Thank you. I was just giving cookies. I won't complain too much. I won't complain about free butter or free peanut butter cookies. I'd have some in a bit. Yeah, this is an awesome remaster, though. Like, I have quirks with this game, and in some strange ways, like, I hate saying I wish they did more with the remaster, because, like, this is already... my grandfather was the one who made the peanut butter cookies. I guess I could try one here to do a kind of a long Spider Ball climb here. Fun fact that I think I mention almost every time I play this game, in my old Let's Play of the Metroid Prime, which I did, like, a long time ago, this was one of the few missiles I missed on this initial backtrack. Not too bad. A little dry, but not too bad. I came back to get that missile by the end of the game when I did the old Let's Play, but it was something dumb that I missed anyway. And there is another thing down here. You can get this with a ghetto jump, I think, but this is a really difficult thing to get here. I know it's possible to, like, ghetto jump up this here, I just don't really know how, or, like, what angle to do this from. So I'm not gonna bother, I'll be back here sometime later whenever... I think I'll have to pass by this area in a later on point anyway for item completion, so... yeah, we'll be back here at some other point. But yeah, in some ways, as much as I do kind of wish, like... do I wish they could have done a little bit more with this remaster? Somewhat. Like, you know, I know that, let's not forget the missile that's up here as well. At its core, this is almost, like, still one-to-one, almost the same as Metroid Prime, but at the same time, though, the graphical update is a lot, still. Like, it's hard to imagine that this is, like, you know, it's hard to imagine that this was a game from, like, 20-something years ago. And I'm getting a map hint here. Just opening this up to get this off the screen here, even though I'm already going this way. Once again, I feel like it's possible to walk up this thing here, but I'm not sure, because you used to be able to in the GameCube version, but I don't know if it still is or not. Oh, I wish this one would still be this simple. There is a spider ball track here, but yeah, as far as I know, it's not possible to get up there until you have, I think you need power bombs to get up there. And unfortunately, it'll be a lot more annoying whenever we come back there with power bombs, but it is what it is. Great. Wrong button yet again. I do sometimes get the button mapping mixed up in this game, because, like, they kind of did a weird thing with the X and Y buttons in this game. Where the Y button, which used to be reserved for missiles in the old game, that now does, like, morph ball stuff. But playing with this setup, I think, is being a little bit more tolerable to that, because I'm playing with the new dual analog setup, and I gotta say, this has been working really well here. Better than I thought, anyway, because my first playthrough of this, I actually used a mix of the classic controls and the motion controls, which were, like, the two playstyles I was most accustomed to with this game. Anyways, a few more Chozo lures here. Another really pretty room here. Like, God, I just love the lighting effects in this area, man. we got yet another Chosen Ghost here. These things are gonna start showing up a lot here going forward, and they only get a lot worse once we get the next item we're on our way off to get. They take more than 2 super missiles on... Okay, I was gonna say, they really take more than 2 super missiles on hard. That's... not really the most fun thing in the world. Well, there is actually a missile refiller station in this room here, like through this tunnel here. I might get that in a minute, because I will need to fight some more of those guys here in a little bit. This is a change I don't like here. In the original, you used to be able to stand on this stupid nut here, and actually same for the Wii version as well, but unless they just changed it in this, like, I don't think you can change, or like, stand on these small little objects. I heard that the remaster of this game changed most of the assets for the game, and that was one change that, or one thing that I noticed that you couldn't do anymore, was stand on that little stupid thing there. Has no purpose, but normally, I can't demonstrate it right now, but normally you're not supposed to be able to, like, stand up on this platform here without being in Morph Ball. Like, I can't get out of Morph Ball here, but if you were to jump up onto that there and then jump up to that little platform there, that is doable in some older versions of the game, just not in this one, unfortunately. Did I just call them chocobos? I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. If I did just call them chocobos, then, like... I don't know 100% why, because I don't think I have Final Fantasy on the mind, but... I do want to stream Final Fantasy VI sometime this year. That is definitely on the agenda for sometime this year. I just don't 100% know when. Okay, so let's get rid of this force field here. I'm actually not sure what the point of this statue here is. There's kind of 2 ways you can go about this room here. You can actually stand on this guy here, and it is possible to do a ghetto jump up on top of here. I know this one is actually possible, and I have done it in Remastered. I know it's possible. I have done it before. Whatever. Too lazy to figure out the actual intended way, or the unintended way. Here's another spot here where we can shoot back and forth with these here. I think this might be the last spot like this in the game. The spot in Magmore Caverns where we started off was another. Anyways, how about we get TM13 Ice Beam, 95 base power attack. I did not mean to skip that cutscene, but oops. Now, we get our Ice Beam here. This is a great weapon here, although it is by and far the slowest weapon in the game. There is a save room there, and I do have kind of a tough battle up ahead here, but if you may have noticed back in Hall of the Elders there, this room that we were just in, there was an Ice Beam slot on the wall here. But unfortunately, we gotta fight 3 Chozo Ghosts, or Chocobo Ghosts, whatever you want me to call them here. We have to fight 3 more of these assholes before we can even think about doing anything there. I hate this fight. It's not even that it's hard, it's just, I don't know why you have to fight this for the reward here. 2 of them are already dead though, so that's at least a plus. Oh, I have a hunch this next one here is barely taking damage. Yeah. Can't even damage this guy. For this fight, I don't mind going ham on the missiles, because we can actually get a missile refill right here. Take a look at that. Did it actually say Chocobo here? And check it out, we got yet another Chocobo Ghost here. These things are... Check it out, we got yet another Chocobo Ghost here. These things... Got yet another Chocobo Ghost here. Gonna start showing up going forward, and they only get a lot worse than we're on our way off to get. It's... I can see where you're kind of coming from there. It did kind of sound like I said Chocobo Ghost, but... Yeah, I think I did say Chozo Ghost, but the... Maybe the quality or the audio might have done something weird with that. I think that the... I'm gonna lower the game audio just a tad here. I think the game audio is a little bit loud. That should be a little bit better there anyway. I know people said they didn't have a problem with the audio last time, but just hearing that clip, it did sound a little loud there. Anyways, we can shoot this with the Ice Beam here, and... New pathway is opened. First things first, though, oh, I think I already scanned that. I know I already scanned it on this file. Chocobo Ghost, yeah. I can hashtag that for later. For a raid message. Anyways, there's another energy tank down here. Very nice. And we'll have to come back here with the Plasma Beam later, but fortunately, I don't think we'll have to kill the Chozo Ghosts for that one anyway. You do for the Ice Beam door for some reason, and I don't know why. So... We're making good progress on a lot of things, though. Like, we have just shy of half the missiles in the game and way more than half the energy tanks. So, I think we are making good progress here. This is... I'd say about the halfway mark, I think. Possibly. Maybe a little bit more. Unfortunately, we do have another backtrack coming up here. This is the one part that, like, much as I think these new areas are really cool, there's a lot of backtracking at some of these parts here. So, this will take us to Talon Overworld here, and we gotta go all the way back to Phendrana Drifts, basically where we started the stream off. Ice Beam is pretty cool, pun intended. missile expansion in here, which is pretty nice. We're gonna have a lot of flying pirates here. I'm gonna maybe just do my best to ignore these guys, though, because I don't see a reason to want to fight them. And... oh! Ooh, did I actually... wow, I'm shocked I'm shocked I did that jump well, because, yeah, that missile's not the easiest to land in there. Also, when I said we were almost halfway through the missiles, now we are. Through. Yeah, that jump normally, like, it's not that it's impossible to get that without gravity suit, but that's, not the easiest jump to make there, so I'm surprised I did that with kind of being blind there. I still have an extra missile for this area of the game here. Are even easier to kill now than they already were, which says a lot about how pathetic they are as enemies. You may notice this room is very tall and even has like a red door at the top, but obviously we kind of can't do anything about that right now, so we're just gonna do our best to try and ignore that. And I think it's this elevator I want to be going. Yeah. Or this doorway, rather. Let us not take the lava path this time. There's also a pathway off to the right there. I don't know, like, why that's there, and I've never really known that. As far as I know, there's no point to the other side of this room. Feels like something they maybe could have hit a missile or something over there, but they don't, so I don't know, man. This is great music. This whole game is great music. I know I said like earlier the Chozo Ghost theme is pretty awful, and it kind of is, but at the same time, okay, you know what? Hold that thought here. I have a nitpick to make here. In some versions of the game, like on the GameCube and whatnot, there used to be a freaking spire here that you could use to jump over to this platform here. And I think if I was playing like an OG GameCube release of this, I'd actually be able to get the Plasma Beam already, because in like, you're not intended to have that for a long time yet, but or at least till you have Grapple Beam, but yeah, there's nothing really, like, they make it possible to platform over to in the original release of the game, and there's probably nothing that would say otherwise about me being unable to get it, but Prime is just a weird, buggy game sometimes. I know also, I knew some people who were, like, not pissed, but, like, annoyed at the idea that they would remaster a different version of this game than, like, the OG release of it, which I don't think for playing normally really matters, but I can kind of understand for, like, speedrunners how it is a little divisive. Anyways, it doesn't take too long to backtrack here. We actually have a pretty cool area of the game here. No pun intended, because we're going back to Phendrana Drifts, but you got what I like to call a rave party coming up here. Hey Armand, good evening, man. Showed up just in time for some rave music. Graphic upgrade in Phendrana's Edge here. There's an energy tank you can see in there. Can't get it yet though, because we need a fire-based weapon. Another very quick thing to point out here that I'll mention. These ice parasite enemies here, I think I mentioned this last time. This is a missable scan. This is one of those enemies that if you don't scan it now, this is your pretty much last chance to get it. It will be gone by the time we reverse back through this room here. So, if you are going for all scans and you don't have that one yet, be sure to get that one now because you will need it by the end of the game. Or, like, you will need it, and this is pretty much your last chance to get it. Gotta love when games do weird missable things. Yeah, happy Valentine's Day to you folks as well. I am celebrating instead by playing a game I really love instead. There's nothing wrong with that. I think we have a new enemy in here too. Yep, there we go. Hunter Metroid. Technically, I think that enemy will disappear for a while as well, but we at least can get chances to get that one again later as well if you don't already have it. I already have all the enemies scanned in the save file except for one late game boss. There is another stalactite, like, way up here. I always wonder if it's possible to shoot this down from, like, anywhere else, but I don't know if it is or not, honestly. It's really weird. Anyways, there is a save room here. If you don't really, like, if you don't know, like, what I'm talking about here with Metroid Prime, I wouldn't, like, worry about it too much. I'm just glad you guys are here and along for the ride, you know? Because, yeah, there is a missile, like, down here somewhere underneath the ice, but you need to shoot down that stalactite. Jeez, okay, yeah, let's say no to this. Please, I don't want to be dealing with any of these things here. Every one of these bomb enemies here. And another very similar looking room here. With more flying pirates, I think. No. There were flying pirates in this room, but that might be later, I'm not really sure. Anyways, we can head up this way. Yeah, this, I think I've said this a bunch of times before, but this remaster really is, like, probably one of my favorite games on the Switch now, and even furthermore, like, you know, I'm surprised this game's being received, like, just about as well as it did before, like, back, like, 20 years ago, because, like, it's apparently selling ridiculously well, and just being, like, really well received from, like, fans alike as well, like, critics and fans. Which is just always really great to see. I'm glad that this series is kind of back in the limelight again after however many years of being away it was. Anyways, this is the prize we came for here. It's our gravity suit! Movement in liquid environments is no longer hindered. Very, very nice. Oh, we can actually move freely in the water. I miss this every time I get this. Oh, so much better. So much better. Oh, I miss having gravity suits so much. Unfortunately, what I don't miss is that there is a missile up here that I need a couple different items to get. You can apparently get this with a ghetto jump, but it's really difficult, especially because it's, like, away from the wall, too. You have to ghetto jump at an angle, and that I don't really get 100%. Eccentric drones, I hate these things. I'm not trying to fight this thing with the ice beam. I should be using super missiles or wave beam or something. Did he just, like, glitch out there? He just looked like he glitched out there. Did you guys see that? Like, he kind of just juddered to the side there and then didn't really do anything after that, so... Here's another really good one here, just the way the light shines in, and you get a bunch of annoying enemies that zap my visor and make it impossible to see, really. Also, you want to know a really random fun fact with this area and the thermal, and like using the thermal visor? Let me get rid of this guy first. These icicles here, if you put the thermal visor on, these icicles are a lot hotter than anything else in the environment besides, I guess, all these fish. I don't know why that is, or why that's so amusing, but that is a thing. Oh, that aggro view, really? Good thing I got him anyway. Yeah, flying pirates shouldn't be the end of the world, but, like, they can still be... There's another one here. They can still be a little annoying, but once you have Ice Beam, they're not the worst thing in the world. And remember when I said those, like, ice parasite enemy guys would be disappearing for good? Yeah, they're gone now, so if you missed that scan, tough luck, and hope you enjoy New Game Plus, I guess. Anyways... We'll be back in this area later, though. There's a number of things that we have to come back here for later. Probably not in this stream session, but next time, I think, for sure. I have a good idea, a rough idea where I want to probably stop the stream at, but it won't be quite yet. Anyways. Hey, kids. Who likes backtracking? What was... I think I started trying to do a Kermit the Frog voice there, but that was not a very good Kermit impression. Another thing, too, going back to what I was saying about that weird, like, nut that you can stand on the side at, In the original games, it used to be possible to stand on, like, this, like, pole here as well and jump up to the top of the spider ball track there, but again, I don't think that's something possible in this version for some reason. I think the only explanation I can think of is that I think they redid most of the assets, if not all the assets in the game for this remaster, so I think that was, like, something to do with that. Anyways, we'll save here first, because we gotta go back to Talon Overworld, but thankfully that trek isn't too bad. Again, kind of annoying we gotta do essentially the same backtrack we did at the very beginning of this. Again. You know what? I think whenever I get back to Talon, I might actually slip into Chozo Ruins, which is something I almost never do at this part of the game, but there is something we can get there now that we have Gravity Suit that's not far in there. I don't think it'll be useful for much of anything, but, like, it is something that might be nice just to kind of change up and do something a little different for this playthrough, I think. If you guys are ever interested, I know Bowie, you said you were a little burnt out on Metroid Prime, but if you guys are ever interested in this game, this would definitely be one of my top recommendations on the Switch for the time being. But that's just my own recommendation, I guess. I think what also kind of helped persuade me to get this game pretty immediately, besides it being a remaster of one of my favorite games of all time, was that it's also surprising to me that this isn't a full-price game. And I'm, like, really shocked about that, honestly, just knowing Nintendo's track record. I'm glad it's not, if I'm being honest. I love this game, but, like, I can see how that would have probably soured some people because, like, you know, back in, like, 2009, the entire trilogy was re-released for, like, the price of a normal game. And I just knew there would be a lot of discourse surrounding that. Anyways, I'm heading back into Chozo Ruins, though, because I can... There is something I can get, like, right off the bat in this area, so... Something I could actually probably show off at least a little bit. Once I get to where I'm going. So yeah, remember when I got this ice beam a few minutes ago, or it's a little bit ago now, but... yeah, the ice beam kind of is a trigger point for some really dumb stuff that happens in Chozo Ruins. By that, I mean there's Chozo ghosts everywhere in this freaking place now. Oh, no, please don't. God, this is not what I want to be dealing with at all here if they're going to be showing up on these things here. Is there one on top of the... Please make it over, please, please. Okay, thank God. Yeah, you don't need to fight those guys, but they do get very annoying. You can technically come over here sooner, but there is a thing here that you either need a really good ghetto jump that I can't do, or you need gravity suit to get something here, so I figured I'd wait until now. Usually I don't come here this early, but I was like, you know what, maybe just for the sake of doing something a little different, may as well get an artifact. One of the hints does mention that there is an artifact in this area here, so I would actually mention 5th of the 12th, and it was actually the 5th one we got, so what do you know about that? And that's 50% of our items, too, even better. Alright. Now, what's also important about this room is something kind of annoying, but is this gonna take more on hard? Oh no, this takes 6 missiles on hard. Oh, that is... Oh, that's rough. I'm gonna use super missiles here because these aren't as bad, but ooh, that's awkward. But yeah, we gotta shoot down these side pillar things here. It takes a lot of missiles to get up this area here, and there's also a new enemy that spawns here. This is a very elusive enemy that'll spawn in this area here. Didn't really get a good look at it. It's these... I'm not seeing it spawn in here very well. There's a special puffer type of enemy. That's totally fair, Armand. Totally fair. If I can give at least one recommendation, that's... Yeah, these puffer enemies here that I'm being hit by anyway. This is the only time in the game where you can scan those enemies, basically, so keep that in mind. If I can at least give, like, somewhat of a starting point as far as, where I would recommend starting with Metroid, and, like, for something that I know... If you have, like, a Nintendo Switch Online service, Super Metroid on the SNES Online service. Because anyone who has the service, like, basically has that game for free, essentially. And I think eventually, they did announce GBA games would actually be coming to the service soon as well, and I guess Metroid 2 is on there as well, and same with, like, Metroid 1. I don't think I would recommend starting with Metroid 1 or 2. Actually, I definitely would not. I wouldn't play those over Super Metroid if given the choice, but... There we go. Yeah, once all these are down here, yeah, these special puffer enemies here, this is a pretty elusive enemy here. Anyways, for heading all the way up here, we can get our next beam combo. I didn't really touch on this when we got the super missiles, but yeah, beam combos are basically, in the case of the Wave Buster here, powerful attack uses missiles while active, using the wave beam, holds the RNA to charge. This, for lack of a better description, I can describe as like the photon thing from Ghostbusters. Except it's not really that useful, honestly. It has situational uses. In older versions, it was good against a certain boss fight that I don't think is good in this version. I think they patched it out in some European or Wii version of the game that unfortunately I think is still applicable to this one. But, yeah, no, the Wave Buster, it's not as good as the Super Missiles are. The Super Missiles I love because, like, they're basically... like, the Power Beam by itself doesn't really do a lot of damage even when charged, and the Super Missiles are just a giant FU to that rule. And the fact that Super Missiles can actually damage enemies like Chozogos and stuff, Wave Buster doesn't really have much practicality beyond that. And the Wave Buster drains missiles really, really fast here. I'll use it here because I'm on my way back to the ship, because, like, the ship can, like, act as a missile recharge, but yeah, this is Wave Buster here. It can act like a good FU to anything nearby, but yeah, as you see, it depletes the missiles like candy. It's really, at best, I think, situational. If I'm using the Wave Beam, it's primarily the Charge Beam, I think, that gets the most love with this. And the fact that the Charge Wave Beam can not only home in, but also stun enemies, I think that that's usually fine enough for me. Yeah, I totally get what you're saying, Armand. It can definitely be daunting to look at new franchises like that, and I'm kind of the same way. I think I mentioned this in an update video, but one franchise I actually have on my Steam library that I'd be interested in trying out, and I may stream at some point this year, but I don't know when that would be, or if I'd really be, like, when I would want to look at this, is actually Resident Evil. I do have the Resident Evil games on my Steam library, and I wouldn't mind taking a look at those sometime. How did that guy, like... God, I hate when flying pirates, like, get aggroed like that. Anyways, this is normally where the point of the game would be, when you'd want to get that one missile if you didn't get a lucky jump like that. Can you die? Thank you. And... oh wow, I thought there was another pirate here, but I guess not. I think if you, like, jump down here your first time from this place, there's kind of like a dead space, an almost dead space pirate that'll try to shoot at you, but I guess maybe he is dead now. Anyways, time to enter the crashed frigate, which you may recognize some of this place here. Really quickly, I don't know if it's in this room or not. There's a number of, like, exclusive enemies in this place. I getcha. I'm kind of the same way there. Honestly, like, one of my friends... I don't listen to him too seriously when he says this, but he does kind of get annoyed at me sometimes if I say, like, you know, he'll wonder why I buy a bunch of these games that I don't end up playing, and a lot of games that I have, you know, some are from, like, some of them are from, like, a Humble Bundle that I got, like, a year ago, it was, like, the Ukraine Humble Bundle that had, like, it had well over 100 games must have been in that, and that grew my Steam library a lot. And yeah, no worries about Super Metroid. I just would recommend that if, like, it's on the Nintendo Switch Online, so if you want to at least try that, that's an option. Anyways, we got thermal visor puzzles, which are everyone's favorite thing here. There's also a new enemy coming up here, or should be coming up here in a second. Yeah, these Talon Crab guys here. This is the same frigate that we were on at the beginning of the game. And actually, not that you'd know it from this state if you've played any Smash Brothers game, well, Brawl or Ultimate, this is the area that the stage Frigate Orphan is based on. Not like this exact room here, but this general ship here. And, I love this song. I'm not even gonna pretend that I don't. I love this song, man. This song is so... It's so... like, beautiful, yet, like, dark and eerie. Like, it really does make you feel that you're exploring, like, a truly, like, destroyed, wrecked place that, like, you know, actual space pirates have basically died here. Probably not much value to them, mind you, but, like, you know, it's an eerie sight to behold that... Yeah, it's... Like you said, it's... Those are the, like, the words to describe it there, Bowie. Like, it's completely wrecked to shit here, yet there's an odd beauty, yet somber darkness that you feel from this. There's an energy tank here, which is very nice. There's actually 2 energy tanks in this area here. Not in, like, this room, but just, like, the crash frigate in general. The thermal visor puzzles are a little hit or miss, honestly. I don't really care for them too much, but thankfully I know where the terminals are for the most part, so it's not too hard to get through this. If you don't, though, it can be a little weird. Like, yeah, here's just a dead guy. It doesn't give a good description of him, but that guy's just dead. Like, it's hard to really tell for me which song, like, gives, like, a better peacefulness between, like, this or Phendrana Drifts, but I feel like this song is more moody. Phendrana Drifts is just, like, peaceful and beautiful. This is, like, hauntingly beautiful. Actually shot from there. Anyways, another rare enemy that you only fight this one time here, Aquadrone. I didn't mention anything on the... Why am I... Can you guys, like, go together here? No? Okay, fine. That didn't kill you. There we go. There's also a... If I can ever blow the right one up here, a hidden missile in here. And I think it's in here. Yeah. Yeah, re-energizing all these terminals here does turn the lights on for these doors here. This is always one of those areas, though, that just, like... The atmosphere of Metroid Prime really is still, like, oh... so great all these years later, man. Like, it's wild to me this game came out in, like, 2002 when I think about it. Like, I wasn't even really, like, around when this game was making its initial hype times, and yet I still fell in love with this game all those, like, I didn't play Metroid Prime really until about 2009, and yet I still fell in love with this game. I'd known things of Prime, at least, from, like, playing, like, Smash Bros. Brawl and stuff, but I had no idea how amazing this game really was. Look at all these little fish. This is such a, like, desolately beautiful shipwreck here. And I think this next room has yet another elusive enemy that This was the one enemy I missed when I went through this place before. The Aqua Sac here. This was the enemy that, by the end of the game, I still backtracked for here, even though I think I realized I was missing Omega Pirate by this time. I'm pretty sure this Aqua Sac thing only appears in this one room, so... The Metroid Wiki says it appears in an earlier room, but I didn't see it when I was there, so I don't really know. Of course, it's also the second to last room of this whole area here. Anyways, remember when I said there's a second energy tank here? I kind of hate doing this jump here, but it isn't too bad. Energy tank! Time to say goodbye to the beautiful music there. Step up here. I didn't mention it either, but Talon Overworld also got a song change here, and it's pretty good, all things considered. I can definitely say it is still like a bit of a rave vibe, but definitely kind of far from the atmosphere that the first Talon Overworld song was, anyway. It's possible to jump over this thing here, but it's kind of on the awkward side. This elevator here, if I was to take it, it would take me back to Chozo Ruins. It's actually the area where I got the Ice Beam, just kind of on a different side of it. I'm heading up this way here solely because you may notice that there's some rain reflecting off this here. I think they intend for you to have the X-ray visor, which, to be fair, is actually in this area. But, yeah, you can kind of just clearly see that invisible platform, so... yeah, missile expansion. I could climb up that spider ball track, but it's not really useful in any way, any particular way. There's a nice condensation there. I get an admiration of that blue stuff on the wall, which may or may not be all that it's meant to be. I never actually really noticed these like blue flowers on the wall here, but kind of step forward more. Blue flowers may not be all blue for good here. Intense radiation detected. Yeah, you don't want to touch this stuff. I want to praise this remaster for one major thing and one major thing, if I can say anything. This radiation here is a substance known as Phazon. We're heading towards Phazon mines here. The graphical update on the Phazon. Oh my god. It is probably the biggest jump from the original game. The lava in Magmore Caverns is, like, close, but I think this Phazon looks like... Can I do the right thing here? There we go. Like, I think this Phazon, my god, the glow up on it, it is, like, so staggering. This looks a little bit more closely to what it looked like in the original, at least, but god, the graphic glow up in this compared to the original is just, It's so good, man. You know what isn't good? This entire area. I do not like phase-on mines, like, hardly at all. First things first. These are mega turrets, which are every bit more annoying to take care of than normal turrets, because they will actually break out of the ice. Freezing, which is every bit as jank as you imagine it to be. Can you, like, die, please? Okay, one of them's dead. I could actually cheese this. You know, hold on, let me see in the controls here. Ah, yes, I can do gyro aim with dual analog setup here. Alright, time to actually cheese this, at least. Oh, I'm saving here because we are in for the fight of our lives. This is a really long enemy gauntlet, basically. That's the best way to describe phase-on mines. It is a long, long gauntlet of shit. And probably won't be any more apparent than, well, what we're about to deal with here, because we got a lot of space pirates coming up here. Okay, there's gonna be a guy here. There's gonna be a number of guys here. There's one guy that, like, jumps down on me here. Okay, hold on, let me switch the gyro aim off. I was kind of just using it to shoot that one turret a little bit easier. And surprise! How did you not get frozen from that? That was a little bizarre. Anyways. Scan this to activate a crane, and that should reveal a missile that I'm gonna probably want. There is a missile up this way here. And there we go. And I'm gonna try and get down here again. I'm gonna move this crane again because this can be used kind of for a shortcut later, and I don't really want to have it sticking up like this for now anyway. Oh boy, I don't know if I'm ready for this next part of the game because we are in for some tough fights up ahead. This is gonna be a little on the rough side. Anyways, if we scan both of these here, I scanned the other one here earlier. Take some missiles. I'm full on missiles anyway, but yeah, we're gonna be in for a lot of fighting coming up here, so get comfortable. Oh, these are mega turrets. See, this is where I like the wave beam because it is, you know, the wave beam is still like able to like home in on enemies and stuff. There is a thing here, but we don't have anything that can destroy Bendesium yet, so wink wink nudge nudge. This could have actually disabled that, but whatever. Hey look, Shadow Pirates. If only we were only dealing with Shadow Pirates in this area, because we're not. Oh, if only it was just Shadow Pirates that we had to deal with. I know there's gonna be more here. Or maybe not. Okay then. Time for something 1,000 times worse. I hate what we are about to deal with here. Here we go. Wave Beam Troopers. These are perhaps some of the most annoying enemies in the game here. And of course, these guys are being as relentless and evil as always. Here I see. These at once. There's a third one somewhere too, which, yep, of course. That, oh, no, that guy's dead. Okay. It's just one I don't mind. You can stun lock these guys pretty easily here, but yeah, no, Wave Beam Troopers can only be damaged by the Wave Beam, and I don't know why. This fight here always makes me nervous and tense every time I have to do it. Like, oh wow, he actually dropped an Ultra Energy there. They will do a number of damage to you, and there's not really a lot you can do to prepare yourself for that one. So, oh man. And we're gonna have more Shadow Pirates to deal with here. Unfortunately, I don't think Shadow Pirates are that bad by comparison, but yeah. Actually, I want this here. Fortunately, we are gonna have more Wave Troopers here to deal with. You can use the Wave Buster on them, but it's still not easy. There's more pirate data there, and we can also activate these platforms. Yeah, Wave Troopers aren't the easiest thing in the world. We're gonna have more to deal with here in a minute, which is... Yeah, I see those assholes up there now. This next... Yeah, whenever you step up here, it does trigger this fight here. One of them likes to run around kind of in a circle at you here. God, I don't know the best way to deal with this here, because it's two of these guys kind of in an awkward spot here. Yeah, you really just want to, like, try and stun lock these guys as best you can, otherwise... I think that is probably the worst of it, though, anyways. Yeah, now we can actually activate more platforms here, which is nice. But we also have another new enemy up ahead here. If you know the Wave Trooper, you also know the Power Trooper. Only this guy's not as bad for, again, the same reasons I don't mind Chozo Ghosts. Yeah, you can damage this guy with super missiles. I hate that he's aggroed. He'll be shooting me as I'm trying to climb up this place, but yeah, you can shoot these guys with super missiles, and that does do a lot of damage to them. This might, though. Hooray! Game that was not designed with dual analog being cheats with dual analog. I love Metroid Prime sometimes, man. The dual analog really is a great control setup, though, for this game. Even if the game isn't really designed with it like in mind, it still feels great. You know, like they definitely made it work a lot, and I'm glad. Like, for years I said one of the things I wanted if they ever put Prime on the Switch was to have a lot of different control options here, and they definitely delivered on that. There's a ton of great controller options in this version of the game here. Anyways, that was too far right. Are you freaking kidding me, man? There's a missile off to the left-hand side here. That's why I'm doing this. You can spin this laser around and fire the laser at it. I think that should be good here. Yep, we got a missile. Not really too many of those in this area, I think, but yeah. And normally I kind of just Geronimo down here, but that's not at all what you want to do. You want to take this extra carefully, because yeah, these things can still hurt like hell. I think I have two power troopers here. Yeah. Again, super missiles are your best friend here. Don't even think about doing anything else. You can only damage these guys with the beam that they're associated with, so keep that in mind. But that also applies to their beam combos, and as we know, super missiles are really, really, really freaking busted. Anyways, we have kind of an awkward puzzle here, so probably should have taken a quick little break at the start of the mines here, but it is what it is, you know. Maybe by the end of the mines I might take a quick little break here, but yeah, we do have this other puzzle here where we gotta align these colors up here. Thankfully we don't gotta go all the way right yet. I think I wanna go one more on this, right? Yes. Here we go. There is more to this puzzle, but we actually don't have the items to do it yet, thankfully, though we will by the end of the mines, so do I have a wave trooper here? I think I have a wave trooper. Yep, I do. Thankfully, it is just one here. They're not too bad if it's just one, because you can stun lock them pretty easily. That is a glitchy-ass shadow. What is going on there? I don't know what just happened there, but that shadow was pretty funky. I'm gonna get some health back from these guys. think these guys primarily drop health. Take it. And got an elevator to lead us lower into Phazon Mines. Even this freaking, like, this is part of the impact crater here, like, even this looks even more, like, crazy than it used to, because this used to look, like, kind of average, or, like, kind of generic, but average isn't the right word I use, but you know what I mean. Well, this part's pretty great. Normally there's some enemies you would have to fight, but you can blow that up, kill multiple enemies at once, and there's a missile you get in the process for doing so. Who doesn't like that, you know? Now we have 150 missiles. That's actually pretty great. Oh, jeez. Give me Power Beam, because I'm going to want to super missile this guy. This is our introduction to these big baddies. This is the elite pirate. I don't really like fighting these enemies here too much. I'm just going to take my chances and start blasting as soon as I can here. These guys... yeah, they have this weird, like, energy suction attack that they're completely invincible when they do that, and you have nothing you can really do about that. It is, like, the most awkward thing when they decide to do that. There's just not really much of anything you can do at that point. And also, they take a lot of hits. I'm playing on hard mode, I realize, but that took over 4 super missiles. It gives you an idea how annoying those guys are to fight. And we got even more baddies here. We got ice troopers. And these guys can be frozen, but unfortunately they can't be hurt by they can't be hurt by missiles in this version. In I think all the GameCube versions of the game, these guys actually could be destroyed with missiles, which made them by far the easiest to the troopers. They could be destroyed the same way that a normal space pirate would be. Fortunately, that's not part of their weakness or flaw, so... This area also looks very much like a Thendrana pirate research facility room. Am I the only one who thinks that? Like, there's so many rooms in that area that have, like, you know, this kind of, like, upper level here, crap on the lower level, a lot of, like, pirate lores and stuff. Like, that's what this room seriously just feels like, you know? I think that there's a lot of health and ammo drops in here, though. Alright, we're actually doing pretty good as far as progress in the mines go here.
Poison gas detected.
Yeah, we kind of can't continue on that way, because or kind of the way we just came from, because there's a lot of poison gas there. Not good to breathe in. Despite the fact we're in a spacesuit in an alien world, but oh well. You know what else sucks is the copious amount of pirates we have to deal with in this room here. Can you, like, come this way here? That guy's dead. Oh. Thankfully, the Power Beam pirates are stupid as crap. They will not notice that their buddy's being shot at all, which is pretty hilarious, but also pretty sad at the same time. Oh, did I, like, fall and land on a pirate? Are you kidding me, game? No, I'm not dealing with this. Normally that door likes to lag like crazy if you go to shoot at that, but thankfully the load times in the Switch version are so much better on the doors that it's fine enough just to run from that, if possible. And time for an annoying fight that admittedly does look a lot cooler in this version. We got ourselves a invisible drone here. This fight, I think, is a lot better in this version of the game, partially for dual analog, partially because he's a lot easier to see. I can actually make out that he's a drone in this. You can't scan this enemy at all. This enemy is, like, the one thing in the game pretty much that you can't scan, or one of the only things in the game you can't scan. I don't have a great strategy for fighting this guy. I usually just like using ice beam shots on this guy and hope for the best. It's not the most fun thing in the world to fight, but yeah, it's something that can be taken down with enough patience. He's not too bad, but kind of just is a war of attrition at that point. Can I get this guy with like a skull missile or something? Oh, okay, clearly I can, because that just took him out there. And if you guys ever played Mario Party 5, because we got basically the minigame Mazed and Confused, if you've ever played that. We got a maze with a lot of electricity here. This maze is completely random every time you play the game. Like, I think you can generate, like, hundreds of different possible mazes, or maybe it's, like, 100, but either which way, yeah, this maze can be completely, like, randomized each time. You won't get the same maze, so yeah, that's always what I've thought of whenever I first played this game, which is funny because this predates Mario Party 5 by a year, but yeah, I always thought of the minigame Mazed and Confused whenever I saw this. I think I got a kind of long and roundabout seed here for this, but oh well. Oh well. I thought you meant mazed and confused, yeah. Anyways, we get power bombs. Morph ball, press R to release your power bomb. Remember when I said that the controls messed me up so much when I played the HD version of this game? Or, like, the remaster? Yeah, the power bombs were the worst struggle with that. Corn maze, yeah. Yes, a corn maze. Yeah. It was funny when you try to imagine, you hear the name of something and you try to imagine it in your head, and then it's nothing like what you think it is. I don't know if that's ever happened with me in Mario Party, but maybe a little bit. But yeah, corn mazed and confused. What if that minigame was just corn maze instead? Actually, now that we do have power bombs, I think I will take a very quick break here. I will be still live for a little bit more. We are pretty late in the stream, but I think I will still be live for a little bit longer here, so don't go away. We will be back here very, 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 very shortly. Alright, we're back. We are back. Normally I'd say this would be a pretty decent stopping point, but I actually do kind of want to keep pressing on here a little bit. I don't know, we're just kind of at a point where I'd like to kind of keep going on here. Now, normally there is also a map room in this area, but I don't think it's something that I really have much reason to want to take here. Super missiles for this. Charged ice shots can be pretty good because the ice beam can be a bit like a shotgun to this guy, but I think technically you have a limited amount of time to scan the elite pirates, but like, I don't know, they're not that special here. Yeah. There is like a map room here, but I'm not gonna get it because you do need to use a power bomb to get into it, and power bombs are oddly really scarce right now, and I kind of hate that. I'll break some of the boxes over here. Yeah, like right here. This is a map room here. I might just get it on the way back this way just for the craps and giggles of it, but I don't really... I'm gonna need to use a lot of power bombs here coming up shortly anyway, so yeah, including in this next room. What button is it? Yeah, it's the R button there. Yeah, if you break this here, and then head back into the back side of this spot here, if I can find which... Where is it? There it is. Yep, there's just a thing you can scan here to start the ventilation here, and that reveals an energy tank, which is very, very nice. There's only 3 energy tanks left, and one of them is basically, like, right at the end of the game anyway, so... Yeah, I don't think we're quite close to the end, unfortunately, but, like, we have a really long backtrack for items segment. Yeah, I knew there was shots here. I would like if I could get another power bomb here. Missiles, which are nice. There's a power bomb. There's 2 power bombs. I'll take it. I was wasting missiles left and, or not missiles. I was wasting power bombs left and right in my other playthrough with this because, yeah, they just. They're awkward, to say the least. Anyways, I'm heading back this way here because we have this kind of awkward room here. This room's really big, and there is a junction that we could technically go off to if we wanted to. I'm not going to go to the top path, even if that would take me out to Magmore Caverns. This is kind of in that other way here. I just kind of wanted to come down this way, because if you blow this up here, there is in fact a missile expansion here. And no power bomb to get back. And no easy way to get back. Can I, like, ghetto jump up here? Probably not. I really have to take this path here, really. Well, let's get comfortable doing this. Yeah, remember when I was mentioning, like, how much prettier Phazon looks in this version, like, compared to the original? Look at this, man. This is... this looks so much, like, so beautiful compared to the original here. Like, have some screenshots saved, and even some of my Twitter, I think, I shared a screenshot from this room here comparing the original to this re-release. And it's night and day how much better the remaster looks. I'm heading back here because I really went that way to get the missile here. That's usually not the way I want to leave this place, but I don't know what the best, like, routing would be necessarily for, like, which way I would want to go from this point onward, because, yeah, we're kind of leaving Phazon Mines almost wholesale the way we came in. Look at all these items here, though. I'll see if I can find the comparison here. We have a long elevator to wait here. Yeah, so, the room I was just in there a minute ago that I was talking about the comparison, this is how it looks in the, remake, or in the remaster. And, this is just from a lower on part of it. This is that same room in the original game. This blows my mind looking at how far, like, the remaster of this game, like, goes above and beyond, man. I gotta tell ya. Like, when I said that the Phazon probably got, like, the prettiest lift, like, visual lift here, which is shocking because it's a radioactive substance that'll literally kill you to the touch. Like, God, it's just so wild to me. Anyways, this room here, you may remember this giant pile of rubble here. Lay a power bomb here. And we kind of have to play some guesswork with where this yellow one goes, but I believe it is off to this side here, and you'll be able to tell in a second. Just making sure this aligns. Yeah, that does align there. Yeah, okay. Just wanted to make sure. Now then, we got to kind of do this puzzle in reverse here. I did mess this up when I played this last time, like a few days ago. Is that it, or is it another one? Sorry, I just find this puzzle awkward. No, it is another one here, and then the bottom one goes one. Shoo! Sorry. This works. Indeed it does, and I still need another freaking power bomb here. Like, yeah, you can see why I didn't want to take that one map room, because you need so many power bombs at this point. But let's get the main prize we came here for. It is the grapple beam. Remember earlier in the game I said that we used it once and then wouldn't get it till way later in the game? Yeah, I still stand by that. Not really the most useful thing in the world, but it's there. And thankfully this is kind of just a shortcut back to the beginning of Phazon Mines, which is very nice, except probably not going to make good use of it, because I think that going on, we're probably going to take the normal path out of this place again. Oh, hi. Can you die? I have no reason to be fighting these guys. I was just trying to see if I could maybe get like another power bomb back or something. Nope, just energy. I don't really need. There's a power bomb. I could get a missile. You know what? I'll get it because it's right here. Because, like, why not? Just gonna wait till these guys are stupid enough to aggro close to me. Yeah, like I said, there's a missile right at the entrance to this area here, so... And I got a power bomb back, so... Nice. Let us leave this place and never speak of it again. Except we will need to speak of it again. Phazon Mines isn't really even that bad now that I'm older and know what I'm doing in it, but it's still an area I kind of don't like going through. Like, it's rare that a game makes me, like, feel tense enough to where I don't want to go through it, even if I know I can. You know, between all the fighting, the wave pirates, and... You know, it's a pretty tense area and has really tense music to boot. Okay, thank God these guys are dropping a lot of power bombs here. Could have used this last time I played this game because, yeah, the problem with the controls on the classic setup is that for some reason the game reverses the morph ball and the missile controls, which is fine because there is an option to change that in the classic setup, but there's not an option to change that in the Wii Remote, like the not Wii Remote, but like the motion control setup. And so I was wasting so many power bombs, even just trying to leave the morph ball. Like, I was like, it was easily the least pleasant thing with this remaster. Like, I got up to the top of this spire here, and instead I had one power bomb left, and instead of exiting the morph ball, I wasted my last power bomb, which I need to break this open here. Thankfully, this area here does give you, like, a spot to get infinite power bombs back, because I think you kind of need power bombs to even escape this place. But yeah, up the top here there is a missile though, which is very nice. And we're probably gonna need a fair number of missiles coming up here. Anyways, look at our radar. Maybe we need to get this first. I've been pretty good, Armand. Hope you've been doing pretty good lately yourself. My work's been kind of busy, but here's a guy who will infinitely respawn and infinitely give you power bombs, which is very, very nice. Am I full up right now? Yes, but I use one anyway because I can. And yeah, I guess he doesn't respawn once it's broken down, but I have 4 power bombs. I'm doing pretty good, though. My work has been kind of crazy the last little while, which... February is kind of weird for that in general, but... I mean, it is what it is. I should be trying to get stuff. There's some weird sequence breaking stuff you can do with this spot, like... I don't know how you do it without having the boost ball, but it's possible somehow anyway. Thankfully, I do have boost ball, so I can just get this artifact, no problem. 7th of the 12th is my 6th, which is half of them, I believe. I have the one from the Chozo Temple, right? I think I went there last time. Nice. Chozo Lord. Or, not Chozo Lord. Okay, I do have the first one, the one from the temple. I thought I went to the temple earlier. But yeah, we ended up getting X-ray visor there, which we'll need for... Well, won't need for this upcoming area, but... I wish I didn't have to fight this, but it is what it is. Step over here. Yep, we got Chozo Ghosts. And I do like the effect on these guys now, though. We got Chocobo Ghosts again. Now, the big thing about having X-ray visors is that we can actually see these guys, which is a huge help for these. Like, that alone, like, makes these guys infinitely more tolerable, and I didn't even realize that when I first played this game. Can I, like, kill you, please? I mean, you're already dead anyway, so I don't think you'll have too much issue with that, but can I, like, put you out of your misery here? Guy's dead, and whoever this other guy is probably like 2 seconds from death here. Where is this other guy at? There you are. Fight me man to man. Woman to man, I guess, or whatever. Bird to bird, I guess, rather, because we are both birds here. But yeah, I've been doing pretty good. I think it also helps we just kind of had a recent Nintendo Direct that's kind of been on, I think, it's been on my mind a little bit lately too, and I think it's been on a lot of other people's. I've actually pre-ordered a lot of games this year, surprisingly, like, a lot more than I have kind of in years past, anyway. Like, I pre-ordered Tears of the Kingdom the other day. I pre-ordered, Kirby's Return to Dreamland Deluxe, which comes out at the end of the month, and right before my birthday, actually. And, furthermore, I am actually going to be doing a Let's Play of that on my YouTube channel, so be sure to stay tuned for that. And I pre-ordered Pikmin 4 as well for later in the summer, so it's going to be a pretty steady year for the Switch, I think. I think my Switch is going to be getting some love this year, and pretty fitting that I just got an OLED as well, so glad to see my OLED still kind of getting all this use here. Anyways, kind of just gonna make our way back to Magmore Caverns, which is actually probably gonna be the last spot we stop at on the stream tonight, but whenever we get there, that's gonna be good enough progress, I think, for the night, because it's pretty much the last spot we gotta go to. And another thing I like about this game is that it's surprisingly not too hard to go from elevator to elevator. They seem to place elevators usually within pretty quick reach of each other. Like, I don't have to go very far in Talon to get to the elevator leading to where I'm going in. To get to the elevator where I'm going in Magmore. These guys, but it's not a big deal. Other than that, there's kind of gonna be some somewhat big changes coming up in my life here pretty soon, but nothing too dramatic. They're like nothing that I have to really report on right now. I'd rather kind of wait until everything's finalized before saying certain things, but yeah, that's kind of another thought in the back of my mind right now. Otherwise, I know, I guess the only other thing I could really talk about is that I am in the process of applying for a passport again, but that's not really, I don't have anything really to say in that. I'm not exactly planning a big trip or anything. Like, I'm not even trying to be, like, superstitious saying that or anything like that. I'm genuinely not planning anything big, but I would like to kind of renew my passport again in case I do decide to want to go back to the States for anything, like, or anywhere for that matter, you know. I don't think I'm going back to, you know, MagFest or PAX East or anything like that, but maybe in another year or two's time, maybe, perhaps. Actually, I kind of wanted to go to PAX East this year, because this year would have been the 10-year anniversary of me going to Boston for the first time, but, I don't know, it just wasn't really in the cards this year, unfortunately, but it's fine. I mean, I'm kind of at a realization point where, like, a lot of people that I would have wanted to see aren't going to PAX East either, so there isn't really a whole lot of point for me wanting to go. I do miss conventions a lot, though. I will be at a local con near the end of the month, though, so anyways, time to make this trek back again, which we've been down this way a lot already tonight, but we shall be making our way back. One thing I am actually really interested in the Direct that I didn't really talk about too much, but I actually really like the look of that new Yoshi's Island stage that's going to be in Mario Kart. Like, that was definitely, like, hitting me a lot as someone who likes Yoshi's Island, and the fact that they were even adding new characters to that, too, like, I don't know what characters they would really add from past, if, like, it's going to be past characters or new ones or what they're going to be adding. By the way, those, like, lava enemies are kind of all gone now for some reason. If they brought back my boy Rob, that would be, like, really, really hype, but I don't know if I'll see that happening or not. I would love it to, though. I think Diddy Kong feels like pretty much the big one for a lot of people. Anyways, this is the geothermal core. This is a room that's pretty much designed to have a lot of your items, although you can get through it with shockingly little. Believe it or not, it is possible to get through this without the boost ball. I just... good luck. Like, these first two platforms, I don't think you can raise at all here. Like, this big one here will not be there if you decide to raise that. This one... This one you can raise it, like, a really specific way, but I think only in the GameCube version. Like, again, these exploits are all within, like, early versions of the GameCube one. Here's a spider ball track, which does not matter, because you can ghetto jump up this. Can I... Fine, prove me wrong here. I know you can ghetto jump up this, but... Oh well. And... Here's a bomb slot. Doing this just raises the entire room here. Oh, nice. I think I saw you post something about that in Bobo's Discord server, I think, unless it was a different tournament, but I think I heard you say you went to another tournament recently. We got this long spider ball track here to get through. I always do get kind of tense going through this because, you know, one knock and you're sent all the way to the bottom of the room here can be kind of annoying. Alright, yeah, I do remember you mentioning that. While since I've, like, I don't want to say it's been a while since I played Smash, because it hasn't been that long. Actually, I was playing it, like, Sunday or Monday night, I think. Last night, I think. But... I mean, also... Yeah, I was just playing it last night. Oh! Why did that not work? Excuse me. That's what I get for trying to show off that I was playing Smash last night. Now I gotta redo all of that. This room's a pain in the ass. Nice. Yeah, you're a good Smash player, Armand. I could definitely believe that you made it to the top 8 in that. Definitely one of the best. Not that I play with too many people, but you're definitely one of the best Peach and Zelda players that I've ever come across. I feel like if I stuck to using, like, Terry and maybe, like, some of my other mains, like Pokemon Trainer or Banjo, I'd probably be fine, but, like, whenever I'm playing competitively, I think Terry's usually, like, my main guy that I go for. I'd probably be able to do competently. I don't really play Smash in social circles that often, if I'm being honest. But yeah, this room's just awkward to get through. I'll read that message in a sec. This room's just, again, awkward to get through here. Oh, and of course I fell right at the end. Why wouldn't I have? Anyways, yeah, they added this power bomb thing here to block you from getting this early as well, but oh well. This is by far my favorite weapon in this game. I think most people can say that. We got the Plasma Beam. This is... The one drawback to this weapon is that it has the shortest range of any weapon. That does not mean anything. does not mean anything. It has the second highest fire rate only to the Power Beam, and it does an insane amount of damage and will basically kill most enemies on contact. It is so good. You pretty much won't want to use anything else unless you, like, I don't know, unless you need to, I guess. I don't know. And yeah, okay, I want to go this way here. You Zelda only in the tournament, lost to a good Fox player. Yeah. Glad you had fun. I can shoot a fire enemy with fire weapon, but yeah. Like, watch how fast we disintegrate these guys. Like, look at that there. Insta-kill, insta-kill, insta-kill. Like, God, I love the Plasma Beam so much. So much. Anyways. Normally, I would consider going on a little bit longer, but... Or, well, I don't know. I think we are kind of at a good stopping point for the night, I think, because from here on out, we have a very long backtrack segment of the game. Like, we're going to be revisiting every area now. I think we have just about every major item in the game at this point. Yeah, we're technically missing one beam, but that's not really that important. Yeah, I'll definitely take you up on that offer there, Armand. I wouldn't mind playing Smash again sometime. We're missing technically one beam and one suit. That actually technically counts under the same thing, but I'll explain that later. That's not super important. Visors, we have everything. Secondary items, I think we have just about everything here. We can pretty much go all around the world and get everything left in the game. Our actual destination at this point is pretty much getting the rest of the artifacts and going back to Phazon Mines, which will be the last thing we do. And all that is said and done, though, I think we will probably call that a stream. Next time, I'll probably stream this game again on Friday, because I might try and finish this game up again on that stream there. And get the one enemy I missed scanning, as you can see. Yeah, we should be able to finish the game next time, I think, so that's gonna be exciting. I do love me some Metroid Prime, and I do love revisiting this game every now and again. Let's see who we can raid. I think we have a raid target here. I see Mega Freak 400 playing Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness, so yeah. I'll definitely be live with this game here again in a few days, because I'm definitely enjoying revisiting Metroid Prime. What were some other memes from this stream? Yeah. We'll raid Mega. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I'll see you guys closer to the weekend, and we will be playing more Metroid Prime then. I'll see you guys for that then. Have yourselves a great night, and take care.